guys, it's Athena and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I have with me my boyfriend Owen and we're going to be doing a movie versus book debate on Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. So what we're going to be doing is going through certain topics like the cast, plot twists, the cinema effects, and just kind of debate and throw out our ideas on it. So let's begin.
I'll pick up my list of complaints.
And just a point to make is that I read the book and he has it and we saw the movie together. So that adds a bit more to it. Alright.
Okay, so I feel like I'll start by saying, in my opinion, the film was made with the expectation that people would be watching it already knowing the characters and knowing who done it. I don't think there was enough character development because I think it was expected that people didn't need it. But there were people like me who didn't know anything about it before going into it, that didn't know what to expect, didn't know these people, and I don't think they explained it very well. I didn't understand it at the end.
But as a person who has read the book, I think that as like when you read the book first, it's the same exact experience where you're just being introduced to the characters as far as like the ending goes, and you're finding out the relationships and why they all took part in this big murder. It's all just revealed at the end, and it's like these giant punches. We're like, okay, this is why this person did that, this is why that. It's just really like fast paced. So it's the same experience if you read the book versus watch the movie, but I guess if you're watching a movie you don't really expect it to be like that.
I personally didn't like the ending. I mean, no spoilers if you do want to read it or watch it. I won't spoil the ending. Personally, I found the ending lazy though.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that. Because I read the book, like I had it figured out. I had who murdered them and why, and I had it like all plotted out in my head. And then once you actually reach the ending, and it's just like, that's it.
Oh, it was lazy.
It is lazy. Like on Agatha Christie's part, I almost feel like she got to the end of her own book and thought, oh, I don't know who to say who murdered them, so I'm just gonna say no spoiler, I guess.
And I think another thing with this film is she'd written so many books.
Yeah.
This one had already been made into a film. Did it need to be done again? Because there are a lot of people, I'm not one of them, that knew it.
Yeah.
Like, what has this brought that wasn't out there already? It was just seemed like Kenneth Branagh starred as Poirot and he directed it. It just seemed like it was self-serving to him. This was the Kenneth Branagh show. He had an all-star cast. They didn't say anything.
No.
Like, it was just like celebrity cameos. They were just there staring at each other.
Yeah.
There was no action, and any dialogue that was there, it was so badly written. My main interest is script writing. It was non-naturalistic dialogue, and it drove me crazy the whole film.
Yeah.
It was clunky.
It's just awkward.
Expository. What was especially awkward was, I loved the cinematography, and I'll get onto that in a minute, but there was a tendency to do pan shots, which is fine, they work well. But in the midst of a conversation, it was like, hi, how are you? I'm good, thanks. There was no flow to the conversation because I had to wait for the camera to get to the person that was talking. It was just so slow and frustrating, and that basically sums up the whole film. It was so slow. I think it was, what, 2 hours?
It was 2 hours. Meanwhile, the book is like that, and if you like sit down, you could probably read it within a day easily. So I could definitely agree that the movie is just way too long. And even just Poirot's way of like...
What do you call him?
Poirot?
Poirot.
Yeah, what do you say?
Poirot.
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 But it's R-O-T.
Well, it's not Poirot.
Poirot.
There we go. She's learning.
His way of like solving the mystery, like in the book, it's quite fast paced. Meanwhile, in the movie, it's just all this long, unnecessary, him sitting around in his room talking to this mysterious woman who is not in the book. And it's just weird. It's too much. They tried too hard. And definitely with the whole filming thing, it was almost like one of their guys on the team like did it once and it was like, oh yeah, that's cool, and then they just stuck with it throughout the whole film.
It's like when they were filming from above.
I hated that.
It was cool
it's
like
really
once,
weird.
but they did it too much.
They did. I think they're just like small-minded people.
Yeah.
Where they just got a few ideas and are like, alright, we're good. That's the movie.
For the most part, though, I didn't mind the cinematography. I really liked the rich colour palette.
Oh yeah, the quality was nice.
And the backdrop of the snow. It was really visually nice. But that was all there was to it, in my opinion. There wasn't a lot else. And it was ruined. The visuals were ruined by one bit of CGI. Okay, so in the original book, the train gets stuck in a snowdrift.
Yeah, and they don't even realize it until like in the middle of the night. Then the driver's like, "Oh crap, we're not moving."
In this film, a badly CGI'd lightning strike strikes a snow-covered mountain, which then causes a badly CGI'd avalanche that the train then crashes into and derails. Just the fun bit of the train derails, none of the rest of it. Just that bit derails. But this is my biggest gripe with the film. 10 people come to rescue the train. They somehow, without sort of explaining how they did it, because I want to know, this is the kind of stuff that I'd be interested in, more than who did this murder. How did 10 people lift like a 50-ton locomotive just back onto the track with their bare hands?
Yeah.
That was just brushed over.
Well, they cleverly like put it where the whole mystery is being solved. They're all in this group. Everyone's getting the blame, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, the train's back on. Let's carry on. Oh, so it doesn't even. They don't give the time to explain it, which is clever because I think they realize they messed up on that part.
Yeah.
And it's so dramatic because understandably, if you're on a train and it derails, you're gonna freak out. So of course, all of the passengers awake and are like, "Oh, what's happening?" Meanwhile, in the book, it doesn't happen that way. They're all sleeping. It's in the middle of the night, and then in the morning, they're like, "Oh, we haven't moved. What's going on?"
Talking of passengers,
Ooh.
I think in total there were 16 passengers on this train.
Yeah.
Yet we're led to believe that that is full capacity for the Orient Express, and Poirot has to share a room. 16 people.
Yeah, but see, and that's the thing, is in the movie, he has to share a room. Right at the beginning, he is sharing a room, and then all of a sudden, he's not. But then, but in the book, he is sharing a room, the murder happens, and then he gets moved into this, like, secret room.
Yeah, well, this
that,
is...
like, they don't talk about.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the things that's just taken out of the script because they assume that people know that that's what happens.
Yeah.
But for me, there was just too many of those things that I didn't quite get everything. I didn't understand everything because I think there was too much left out.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with characters' backstories and motives.
Oh. Yeah, but just characters in general, they messed up on.
Oh, there were none apart from Poirot, basically.
But like even Poirot, right? He was just like turned into this action stuntman in the movie. In the book, he's just this like fat Belgian man who solves mysteries, and that's it. Meanwhile, they have him like in gun scenes, chasing people on a bridge.
And the action scenes didn't work. They were just slotted in there.
It was unnecessary.
There was dull, talking, gunshot, talking. Like, the film's dull. Don't try and make it interesting with things that don't work. Honestly, and talking about Poirot, that moustache.
But that's just his signature.
He was distracting.
That's his signature,
he looked like a walrus.
No, because like, so in the original movie, when Agatha Christie was still alive, she saw it and was like, no, that mustache is too small, it's wrong. So now when they like remade it, they try and go full out. And it's more of like what you expect to be in the book. I just found it as part of his character. It's quirky.
It was what?
Quirky.
There we go.
Also, a big thing. They were all about like having a diverse cast. Which, alright, it's 2017. I understand you're trying to do that. But they actually changed the characters. Yeah. So like Penelope Cruz's character, she was supposed to be a Swedish lady. And instead they made her like this Hispanic whatever, something that she constantly plays.
With the diverse cast, they ruined it by having some really awkward racist banter. It didn't work, it was just wrong. The
whole interracial couple, we think they're having problems, so this is why they're suspects. It was weird.
Yeah.
And it was definitely one of those movies where it's like, just go out, get a whole bunch of crazy big actors right now, give them a load of money, and then put them on the screen and have them barely talk.
Oh no,
It's like
such a
Johnny
waste of
Depp.
talent.
Johnny Depp was barely in that movie.
Judi Dench.
Ugh. Rey from Star Wars, which I have to admit that was kind of cool. She was one of my favorite characters. I thought she did a pretty good job with it, but...
Oh, the cast was so underused.
yeah. It was interesting.
So do you admit that it was a bad film?
I would watch it again, just like I'd read the movie again.
You'd read the movie again?
I'd read the book again and watch the movie again. But, no, I admit there was faults in both of them. I definitely didn't love the book. And I can admit that the movie had a lot wrong with it.
Okay, I'll settle for that. She'll probably make me watch it again. I wouldn't choose to watch it again.
I'll just make him read the book. There you go.
I'll be happy to read the book because, I don't know, everyone says the book's better than the film and that really wouldn't be hard.
It's just a classic. You have to read Agatha Christie at some point, I think. And that's definitely the one to do it with, I would assume. I don't know. I haven't read any more of her yet. I have one on my shelf, and that's it. Alright, so that sums up this video. Let us know down in the comments your thoughts on either the book or the movie or both. I hope you all enjoyed this movie, and that was wrong. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.
See ya.